Hey, this is Nevin again with Disc. We're bringing you season 10 of our Disket cooking show already. We're celebrating 10 years already of manufacturing Diskets, shipping them all over the world. Today we're going to do something that I've never learned how to do. I have a new guest chef, so don't you dare go away. Welcome back. So here we are. We got something brand new we're going to learn today because I've never cooked this stuff. So I had to bring in a guest chef. Been here several times before, Mr. Ethan Diness.
Hey, how are you doing, Nevin?
Great. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Where else will we be on a Sunday afternoon but cooking?
We got to be cooking.
All right. Hey, go ahead. What have you got to bring today?
I'm just super excited because a good friend of ours in the industry makes awesome products. You know him very, very well. We got Keith Jenkins of Frog Bones has sent us some more product to go ahead and try, and we're going to do a seafood boil. I had no idea how to do this because we don't have a whole lot of fresh seafood in New Mexico, so Ethan's going to teach us how to do this boil. Hey,
all right. Thank you so much, Nevin. It's great to be here today. So we're going to do some crab leg, and we're going to do some prawns, and we might do a little salmon or something too, but we're doing a boil. Usually you don't boil salmon. We'll throw a little in there for flavor. Our crab, being from Maryland, is usually from there, but it's actually from Alaska today, and our prawns are from Hawaii. And so what we're doing is we have water already at a boil. We're going to drop the product in there, and most importantly is the cooking time on your seafood. Don't overcook it. We're dropping it in at a boil. We're immediately reducing it to a simmer. Small bubbles coming up. Big bubbles, boil. Small bubbles, hello, 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 right?
All we're cooking on, and I know some of you guys haven't seen this very much lately. We haven't used a Disket Junior in a few years, but here we've got a stock pot set up on the Disket Junior. This one is the elk design. Just like the full Disket and the tabletop, we can make the Disket Junior in any design you want. So whether you want elk or 4 different designs, Disket Junior is just another product line of the family. The reason we came up with the Junior is basically for this exact reason, and we do more of these in Louisiana, in West Texas,
Cajun country, yeah.
Because you're doing a lot of that kind of
Even
stuff.
Maryland, for goodness sake.
You can do this on a full-size Disket as well, but we don't recommend it. If you look at the size of this Disket, by the time I put the full stock pot, we're looking at an elevation of about so. So what we're going to do is, at that point, go ahead and put in a turkey for deep frying, or go ahead and put, got your belly going there too, huh?
Successful chef.
Or you can, you don't want to have your work height too high. Plus the fact that the Disket is on wheels. So you don't want to have a lot of hot water, a lot of heat, a lot of weight, all kind of stuff up there in the full-size Disket. So even though you can, we don't recommend it. The stock pot ring we offer for both the Junior or the full-size Disket is you can do something smaller. If you can do a pot of chili or maybe a pot of beans, something smaller. Maybe we wouldn't want to do it for a deep fryer or a big fish boil. So here
deep fryers they tip over sometimes, so we want to be careful, right?
Yeah, so that's why we're going to use this thing on the Disket Junior. So again, Disket Junior, go to the website. If you go to the Build a Disket, you can select the original Disket, the Junior, or the tabletop, and we'll be adding the Double D pretty soon. But
yes, sir.
I see some stuff floating in here.
You do see stuff.
What's in here other than just water?
Okay, so we've got our stock pot here, about a 45-quart stock pot, and we've got about 29 quarts of water in here. I added some red onion. I have added some bacon. I added a couple of beers for good measure, and maybe even a can of soda pop, but a southern thing. And so what I'd like to do is bring it down to a simmer. I would like to add our secret ingredient of the day. Actually, it's not a secret. Frogbone Cajun seafood boil. Basically, this would be called a rub or a seasoning. It's kind of orange in color because it contains a lot of pepper. And I'm going to put in about 2 ounces into this product right here. A pound. This is 1 pound. This is about a serving for about 450 people, depending how you were doing it. So you want to do it properly. I'm thinking,
glad you said that. I would have put the whole bag in there.
The whole thing, it would have come out a little too salty. You'd be like, that's a salty dog. But we can't take salt out. So we'll put it in a small amount. I'm thinking about 2 ounces. I'm going to use the eye here on this one. It's about 1.5 ounces. There. And maybe another flash. There. What do you say? Alaskan king crab legs. Let's do that. Even though from Maryland, we're going Alaska. Better this time of year.
So how much time did you boil this before we started that? I guess when you first started, we put the beers, the
The potato and the bacon and the onion. I'm saying try to go for 15 minutes if you can. Bring your water to a boil, okay? Reduce to a simmer.
How much
Small
bacon?
bubbles. Small bubbles. On a unit like this, a pound of bacon would be fine. If you had 3 pounds, that might be a little generous.
Just cut them up into small pieces.
You cut them. You know, if you have a strip, your strip of bacon's about like so. So maybe cut that up into three parts, 4 parts. I don't see it much smaller than that, or it's going to get to a point where it just becomes part of the water. A little bit of tug on that bacon, and you're like, yeah, this is good, you know? Okay, I might sneak a little out in an omelet.
So a pound of bacon, how many potatoes?
A pound of bacon, give me 4 pounds of potato, or maybe like 8 big russets. You know, there's like, wow, I'd get that off the all-you-can-eat bar and put some sour cream on it. Chop it up. Put them in there.
And you put red onions too, you said?
I used red onions today because that's what we had. But red onion, a white onion, a yellow onion, the Vidalias, whatever you grew in your garden is going to be fine for that, okay? A red onion might provide a little more color for your final product when you're showing it, if you'd like to, and it has a large amount of flavor. A red onion is a wonderful thing.
It's okay, so I kept cutting you off there, but now you got us, you're boiling it for about 15 minutes, you said?
I would like it 15 minutes prior to adding the protein, which is the fish in this case, and I think we're about ready to do that. Hey, Nevin, do you have, I don't know if you know how to use this operation, but let's lower it from a boil to a simmer. What do we do?
Rotate the knob to the
Beautiful.
right.
This is cool.
Turn that down.
Hey, where do you get these items?
Good question.
I'm just curious.
No,
I went to my local store. I couldn't even get a hibachi. What do you got?
Well, some people would just randomly catch these videos through Facebook or YouTube or something like that. Check out our website at disc-it.com. That's disc-it.com. And you can see all the different things about how to order online, how to build a disc-it. Don't forget about that awesome section about the wonderful dealers that carry our product.
Excellent. So, let's add our king crab legs first, and then our prawns.
Nice.
And again, crab leg in a boiling or simmer water, 6 minutes or less.
Wow.
Don't go answer the phone, okay? If you're in a fight with a family member, put them on hold for a minute. You got to cook your food. Then the prawns are going to take about 4 minutes. So let's start with the crab leg.
Me up.
These are actually wonderful Alaskan king crab legs flown in. They're probably about 24 hours old on ice. Of course, keep it refrigerated.
And you put that straight in there.
Straight on in, right on in.
Get some really good sauce in there. Nice.
I'm going to further remind you, a gentle boil, a slow roll on the water is what you want.
Simmer, simmer, simmer.
Thank you.
Can you help?
Why don't you get that, sir? And I will get the prawns. Go for your quality shrimp if you can. These are actually from Hawaii. I have been lucky enough to spend a lot of time on the Big Island of Hawaii where we prefer those shrimp from there. So these are prawns, shrimp, same thing, from Hawaii. And I'm going to add about 2 pounds.
They're not even shelled or detailed.
They are cleaned, but shell on, okay? Notate, prawns, they need to be cleaned. They could be shelled, they could have their tail on. We choose to clean them, but keep shell on in the back. That's where we're going.
And we just got a slight simmer on there, so we're not going to go too fast. You said, or is that too low?
I think that might be a little too hot, so actually we're going to add a beer. We're going to add a Java Stout from the Santa Fe Brewing Company, a lovely brewing company in Santa Fe, New Mexico, or thereabout. And we just pour it right in. That adds flavor.
Well, while this stockpot's drinking my beer, I'm going to go ahead and feature this week's Spotlight Disc-It. This week's Spotlight Disc-It is actually featuring the Disc-It Junior. Disc-It Junior has been out for about 6 years now. Go to the website, take a look at the pattern section, or check out some of our social media sites to see a lot of these pictures of the Disc-It Juniors in action. Again, Disc-It Junior, we made it just like the full-size Disc-It is, any design you want. So now you got a chance to see what we're talking about with this week's featured Disc-It. Ethan Diness is in here. He's got Alaskan king crab legs. He's got some Hawaiian prawns.
That are from Hawaii, by the way.
They're not Hawaiian prawns?
No, they're from Hawaii.
Walgreens or something?
You know, I went to Walgreens to get those, and they were out, and they were like, we have cough medicine. So I went elsewhere. I went to Hawaii, to get the Hawaiian prawns.
So you got Hawaiian prawns, Alaskan king crab legs. You got a Santa Fe ale beer. But you said you put a couple other beers in there as well, and a soda pop or something.
I put a soda pop in there from a major manufacturer. I put beer in there from our local folks from Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yeah.
I might have slipped a beer in there from La Cumbre or Marble, but that was just because we had one. And
you might have slipped a beer in here too.
No, because it's the sugars that come out of the brew that are different for this, and that's why we use beer rather than just straight sugar.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, that's still simmering. You said something about sausages or something I needed to fire up the disket with?
Can you help me with that?
Yeah. You got some sausage?
I do. I have some Andouille sausage, which is typical of the New Orleans area, Louisiana Cajun style sausage. It's lovely. You don't usually find this in the West or in the Northeast, but let's try it out.
Yeah, we'll add this thing in there, and then you still have all this boiling.
I do, and we'll saute it there. We'll put it there, let it go 5 minutes to infuse.
Sounds good.
Flavor, and then let's eat.
I like that part.
All right, are you ready over here?
Yeah.
All right.
Throw it in there, and we'll
all right.
get that next part started up.
What's that thing?
That's
is that
a strainer. That's what I'm gonna get.
Is that a spider?
I don't know.
All right, chef.
Nice. So let's take just a few minutes. Might have to pour me a beer. Get that seafood bowl going.
I think you should take that Andouille sausage, put it in there, let it infuse a little more. Let's start with some coleslaw that we want for the side. Are we good with that? So we've got our cabbage, predominant ingredient, some carrots, predominant ingredient, and other lettuces and so forth. But what we're going to do today is do a quick cut the bottom off there. You don't want that center stalk, you never want that. You might have tools that take it right out, otherwise just cut it off.
That sausage sure smells good. Do I have to put it in there, you think? Can I just eat it
Put the sausage in there. We're still cutting.
Do I have to put all of it in there?
I would like all of that in there, please. So perhaps if you have a buffalo chopper or excellent food processors, you use that for your cabbage, and you want to get a very fine cut. Very fine.
You can use a buffalo for that?
Nevin's got a new buffalo chopper. He's awfully happy. You want to get smaller cuts, because from that you're going to do a fine shave, a fine dice, where it's kind of longer cuts. So do that. Hands on for ready-to-eat food. Gloves.
Nice.
And then perhaps take carrots and shave them if you want, or just cut them up. Today we're just going to do a quick cut.
I've seen more shaving, huh?
You need to shave, man. I saw this guy yesterday. He looked like the Wolfgang.
Man, this is so awesome. I can't wait to try this. I have never, ever made this. And I've seen like tweets on Facebook videos and that kind of stuff showing all these seafood boils. This is cool. It's always neat to try cooking something new.
We're at about 4 minutes on the boil, so we want to hit about 6 or 7, 6 to 8.
Playing with it?
I think play with your food is fine, but I think we want to monitor time. I'm at about another 2 or 3 minutes.
Alrighty.
So once you've cut up your ingredients for your coleslaw, take them, put them in perhaps a 2-gallon bowl, and add your product here, which we're using today, which is the frog bone Cajun sauce, the remoulade. Okay,
good sauce.
it is wonderful. What we're going to add to that, to the coleslaw, is this with about a 1/3 mixture of apple cider vinegar.
Really?
Okay. Yes. Preferably not white vinegar or other vinegars or apple juice, but apple cider, because it has that little flavor to it. And so about 1/3 of that, 2/3 of this excellent sauce here, and then you just meld it together, mix it up. If you have the time, let it sit overnight in the refrigerator, of course. You've got a potentially hazardous food at that point because you have proteins in there, and you just want it to sit overnight, like other salads, coleslaw, macaroni, potato salad, egg salad. They taste kind of better the next day. You give them a little time, and your final product will be just like this. That's an excellent, about 1.5 pounds of coleslaw right there.
Oh, and fresh lemons and cocktail sauce?
Well, the lemons and the cocktail sauce accompany this to go with the seafood here. We're going to have the crab legs and the prawns come out, and if there's any salmon left over, although I think some of our techs ate it all, which is a sign of respect. Let's see what we think here. Hey Nev, why don't you try this out with a little bit of lemon?
Nice. We got the crab legs.
Get a little bit of that on top. Maybe another little bit of potato. And some of those prawns. Help yourself. Give it a quick peel. Take your prawn, rip it on the outside.
So there's some bacon.
Yeah, a little bacon.
I'm making a mess, but
There you
Ethan,
go.
I hate to be so selfish on this, but I'm not even going to wait for you to serve it.
You go for it. I'll just take my own little dip.
So I'll clean this. Look at how the prawns came out like that. Nice. And you know what, before I get into this, we got that coleslaw with the frog boy remoulade. And cooking outdoors has never been better.
I got sauce on my face. It's that good. Woo.
Oh, it's good coleslaw.
What do you think?
I mean, the coleslaw is good. Let's check out this crab. The prawns, the potatoes. First time. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Frog Bones. Thank you, Disket. Cooking outdoors has never been better. Disket.